Hello, my dear friends. I'm Father Diego, and this is the message of the Gospel for today, Tuesday, Holy Tuesday, April the 7th. We listen from the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verses 21 to 33, and then verses 36 to 38. Reclining at table with his disciples, Jesus was deeply troubled and testified, "Amen, amen, I say to you, one of you will betray me." The disciples looked at one another at a loss as to whom he meant. One of his disciples, the one whom Jesus loved, was reclining at Jesus' side. So Simon Peter nodded to him to find out whom he meant. He leaned back against Jesus' chest and said to him, "Master, who is it?" Jesus answered, "It is the one to whom I hand the morsel after I have dipped it." So he dipped the morsel and took it and handed it to Judas, son of Simon the Iscariot. After Judas took the morsel, Satan entered him. So Jesus said to him, "What are you going to do? Do quickly." Now none of those reclining at table realized why he said this to him. Some thought that since Judas kept the money back, Jesus had told him, "Buy what we need for the feast, or to give something to the poor." So Judas took the morsel and left at once, and it was night. When he had left, Jesus said, "Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and he will glorify him at once. My children, I will be with you only a little while longer. You will look for me, and as I told the Jews, where I go you cannot come. So now I say to you." Simon Peter said to him, "Master, where are you going?" Jesus answered him, "Where I am going you cannot follow me now, though you will follow later." Peter said to him, "Master, why cannot follow you now? I will lay down my life for you." Jesus answered, "Will you lay down your life for me? Amen, amen, I say to you, the cock will not crow before you deny me 3 times. Part of the mystery of Jesus' passion, which is much intriguing, is the betrayal of a friend. But in a broad context is the mystery of the incarnation, that in which Jesus decided to enter into the very expression of human weakness and wickedness and sinfulness as well. Jesus' love is capable even to reach the one who is betraying him, the one who is going to betray him, and the one who betrays him. One important detail in this particular gospel is that even Judas, even when he is publicly revealed as the traitor, received from the very hand of Jesus the Eucharistic bread. If the Eucharist is a sign of communion, why did Jesus want to enter into communion with the one who betrayed him? What a mystery is the mystery of love. This tells us more about the quality of the never-failing love of Jesus for his disciples, especially for this particular friend, than of the moral status of Judas. Is telling us something more about the love of God for all of us, and how God, because of the mystery of his incarnation in Jesus Christ, decided not to turn his back away from us, from our sinfulness, but to embrace it, right? And to reconcile our sinfulness into his love. So Judas, I'm not going to talk about very much about Judas, because tomorrow we are going to listen from the Gospel of Matthew, his version of this situation. But just a word, Judas decided to walk away from Jesus' project of salvation in his life. He decided to turn away from Jesus. And I think that shows the mystery of human sinfulness. Why do we walk away from God? Why do we walk away from Jesus, even though we know that He is the light, the life, salvation, the greatest gift from God? Why do we do that? We don't know, and the gospel doesn't give any answer to such a question, which is a very heavy question. But what the gospel says, and the gospel reassures us, is that the love of God never fails, even in the darkest moment of human sinfulness. That God, Jesus, in this case, Jesus' love for His disciples never fails. Right in the middle of the gospel, between the betrayal of Judas and the announcing of Peter's betrayal, is this excursus of Jesus saying, now the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in Him, if God is glorified in Him, and so on and so on. What is this glorification? What is this exaltation of the glory of God? And I think is profoundly linked with the mystery of God's love. The glory of God is His love that is capable to reach out even to those moments of sinfulness in our lives, to those deep, dark moments of our sinfulness. His love never, ever fails. It's gonna have a cup of coffee. Coffee gets me started. Jesus keeps me going. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow with the message of the gospel. Cheers. Bye now.